Hi there, Leo. This is Kay and you're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to your reading. Let's begin. Please like and subscribe. And let's find out what your past, whether it's recent or far past, your current energy and your near future energy. There's your past. Let's find out what your present day energy is. Okay, so your past is mortar and pestle. Very interesting. I think building something that's solid. Stars, okay, is your current energy. Wishes coming true, and tower for a near future. We've been getting a lot of that lately, where something, it doesn't seem to be in the near future. It's not looking good. So we'll see. Towers aren't always negative. Let's find out. What do we have? And pardon the background noise, I have two black cats running around, racing around after each other, and they're both like 10 plus years old. So it's good to see. So what do we got here? Mortar and pestle. Blend, brew, alchemy, concoction, medicine, breaking things down, making something else, potions, and spell work. So something's been blended together. You're like a magician or a witch that's put certain ingredients together and made a concoction, a potion, or turned like copper into gold or whatever into gold. You've done something. Breaking things down. This is like breaking things down here too. Breaking things down, making something else. Potions and spell work. Okay, near future or current day energy is wishes do come true, peace, miracle, dreams, feeling blessed, hopeful, falling in love, nighttime, inspiration, and providence. All right, you're taking ownership and of your power and your dreams and making things happen. Your dreams coming true. You're feeling at peace, feeling blessed and hopeful. So the near future energy is tower, standing alone, guidance, government, institutions, ego, tall, corporations, legal systems, erudite, experience in hierarchy. Okay, so this is very much like the Lenormand tower. It's not something that's crumbling and coming down. It's something that is an institution. It's something that is solid and has been around for a while. Something that can be, you can go to and know that things are done in a traditional manner, that all I's are dotted, T's are crossed. You can be assured that that it's the type of energy that is it's a standalone energy, but it's a type of energy that is solid and trustworthy. Solid, trustworthy, it goes the distance, stays for a long time. Okay, because government and other institutions, stuff like that, corporations, they have built their system from something that was put into place that became something that was solid. It was following all the legal, the letter of the law, right? All other code of ethics, and just they're having a mission and a vision, and making sure that it's just, it's like justice. It's justice. It's democratic. It's democratic. It's fair for all, if you want to look at it that way. Sometimes we don't think it's fair for everyone, but that's how they constructed it, like the forefathers, of the Constitution here in the United States. They came together and created a constitution of rights that was supposed to be equal for all. And their intention was that it was going to be fair and equal. And as long as everybody followed the Constitution and the laws were written as a result of the Constitution, you know, with the what was said had to be, how things had to be done in the Constitution, you know, people's rights being upheld and whatnot. As long as the laws remembered that, any laws written after that followed that, then, you know, it could pretty much be safe to say that it was going to be fair and just. You know, it always goes, you know, it's kind of like not all cards that wanted to be seen from the Norman today. Let's get some from Dixie now. Okay. We've got Romeo. We have garden that's public. Like this here. It's public. Stork. That's public. Some upgrades. And for here, we've got ship. Near future, good ship. So that's twice. In the same position. So you're definitely traveling somewhere in the near future to get my ship. That card ship energy is about actually like taking on a trip. Going on a trip, whether it's for a vacation or business or for some reason. Romantic reason, but it's going somewhere. So you actually have to happen next. Okay, so order together with somebody. You met someone in a garden or a public place, public setting, something, even if it's social media, but it's a public setting, usually it's a physical setting, an event and stuff like that. And you have been looking at this very closely with and that the institution you're ready to help with this ceremony, marriage ceremony, but one ship might be to travel there, ship might be more than the card to the right suggests what will be brought to light after a closer look. So I always see this lady here. There's no card to the left unless you want to consider this one, but I'm not going to go with that. This lady here, she's the one that you've been taking a closer look at. She's the one that you're seeing with clarity now, after having, really considered your options. Your options is to stay single and just date, or stay single and not even be dating. Stay single and date your lady here, or to not be single at all and not just date anymore, but to actually tie the knot. Give her a ring and make it official. Get married in the near future. So that's what this is going to be about, is that you met this person. You have been looking at her through more and more clarity. You've been seeing that you actually feel drawn to this person, that you want to have her in your life, just like this, right? You want to have her, you want to cultivate a relationship with being on the non-cutting, non-dangerous side of the sickle. This is the dangerous side. This is the side that's not getting cut, okay? When you go across your crops, like that. This blade right here is the dangerous side, and the point is even more dangerous, or more harvesting kind of thing. It's the side that's you're going to be able to cut your crop so that you can harvest, is with the blade. Otherwise, what you're leaving behind that you're not cutting, it's something that you're going to continue nurturing and cultivating, kind of thing. So yeah, you have been looking at somebody that you have been spending some time with, and you've met them at some kind of social event, maybe in the bar, after work, you and your buddies or work partners, co-workers, went out for a Friday evening after work drink, and you met this person. She's the Queen of Cups as far as I'm concerned, because she's the lady holding the rose, and the rose is love, and so she's waiting for her King of Cups to come along. Or gentleman number one. Actually, there's also gentleman number one who's holding a rose as well, waiting for love to show up. So that's what I'm seeing, guys, is that you've met somebody, this one here, and you've been making sure that you're, whatever you're feeling, that you're seeing things clearly, that you're not letting your emotions get all so tied up in this relationship that you overlook red flags, that sort of stuff, right? You're making sure that this person will be the one that you want to spend the rest of your life with before you offer them the ring, and the promise of marriage. That's what I'm getting from this. And this would be a wish. Right now you're feeling it's a wish come true, that you're going to be continuing to cultivate this relationship with this lady. Maybe you've already asked her to commit to you, or you're about to, but it's this present day energy, And it's bringing a huge change in your life. I mean, you're going from single and dating, or just single, to actually being with one and someone committing to somebody. Maybe at some point starting a family with them, if that's, where you're at in your age. But if not, if you're older, just getting remarried to somebody. This could also be somebody who's come back, and you're making sure you're checking them out to see if they are lifetime commitment material to you before you start making promises. Okay, so that's it. And then the Tower is the institution of marriage, or just the institution of making things legal, making things legal and documented, right? Legal and documented here. That you're going to be celebrating some kind of ceremony about that, making it public, just making it public to all your people. And you'll be, maybe, like I said, traveling to have to make things, to tie the knot, to have that ceremony where the two of you are committing to each other, even if it's not actual marriage. But you might be maybe going to some kind of family reunion, and that's where you're going to announce that the two of you are committing to each other, and then you'll be flying off somewhere else, or it'd be this is ship, but it's nowadays it's flying, not so much. I mean, you might be going on a cruise too, right? So anyways, that's what we got, guys. So what else can we tell Leo about this reading that wanted to tell us so much information through all the Lenormands? The Hierophant, yeah. The Hierophant is the card of tradition, of institution, of authority. The Hierophant is the one that you would go to for advice and to make things, to draw up legal documents, to make things documented and just making sure all the paperwork and the intentions are made known through some kind of public notarization. Maybe you're going to the Hierophant, the authority figure that is going to allow you to ask, get a marriage license, stuff like that, right? Maybe you want to go to the bank and get a mortgage for a house. Anyways, Ace of Pentacles, yes, it's something big. It's something big. That's like the ring right here. And the aces are always divine given, so it's a divine opportunity of receiving something that's huge, a big blessing. And the blessing to you, the stars, right, is that wish fulfillment to you is that this lady is going to say yes. As far as I can see, she's going to say yes. You've got the ring, which is the pentacle. You got the ring, or the commitment, the huge commitment, like, oh my God, I'm going to commit to this person. You may not be getting married, but you're going to commit by maybe moving in together, or getting a mortgage together, stuff like that, or blending your families. Maybe you've got kids from a past relationship, they got kids, and they're going to be blending like this here with the mortar and pestle. Okay, so that's what we got from those two cards. So it's a big thing. The Hierophant's a major arcana card, so energy. So this is something big, and it's something very serious. Being married under the eyes of God. That's how you think about that. Okay, Archangel Michael, let's talk. We've got the Eight of Lunga. Eight of Lunga is this is a long pasta, because this is a pasta deck, which is the swords. So the Eight of Swords is like you have been kind of wrapped up in your mind about that's why the magnifying glass has shown up, is that because you've had some concerns. You've been ruminating, you have been struggling with being able to find clarity, and clarity in your this is near past, near far past, clarity in your thoughts, your emotional feelings towards this person here, wanting to make sure they are the one that you want to make a lifetime commitment to, or move more closer to them, to start committing yourself. You're moving from being a single person to actually committing your energy and your time to somebody else, so that you will basically be involving someone else in your life that, as we say, you'll be answering to, as they will be answering to you too, keeping each other accountable, right? And so you've been up in your head about that. It's been a challenge for you. You've been going around and around about it, keeping yourself imprisoned by your own thoughts of concerns and worries and what ifs. We have the Seven of Ripiena. Ripiena is the stuffed pasta, and it's cups. Seven of Cups. Yes, because you have, it's been confusing to you. Look at this guy's holding his hat, right? He's holding his hat and going, oh my Lord, look at all that. It's been confusing to you because you've been very nervous about moving things forward with making a commitment to somebody else. And if this person is from before and they've come back into your life, and you're having a really much more strategic look at them, like really looking at them closely to keep an eye on them to see if they really mean what they say they mean. Are they really here a changed person who really wants to be with me? If I were to commit to this person, will it be the same as it was? Will it turn bad and we go our separate ways? So you're scrutinizing the person's objectives and intentions and agenda. Okay, so you want to see if they have an agenda and what their intentions are. Are they here? So that's kind of what you've been looking at. If that's somebody from before that's come back into your life, Leo. But if it's somebody that you've met, well, and of course you would have met them again, let's say at a reunion, family reunion, or a party or something, that the two of you ended up showing up at the event at the same time. Or maybe you're out walking your dog and they were too, if they live in the area that you live in. Otherwise, if it's someone new that you've met at some kind of event or on social media. Okay, so it's your same thing. You're just making sure, because especially if you're blending families, and you might have met them on an online dating site, who knows, but if you're blending families, you want to make sure that your kids are going to be with somebody who is pure and honest, right? Now, pure, I don't mean like they've never had sex. I'm just saying that they're honest people. They're honest, and it's somebody that you can trust your kids to be around. And they would, if they have kids too, they would want to know that too. Unless they've got some kind of agenda that's not, above board and fair and just, that kind of thing. That's kind of what you want to know. And so this is why you are looking at everything, all your options. Like your options is either stay single and date only, to go further and make a commitment. So it's been confusing to you, but you've always wished to be able to be with somebody where you can be with them, commit to them, and it'd be true love, and you'd live out the rest of your lives together. Maybe have families together, maybe not. It's always been a fantasy of yours, and you've been wanting to make it come true. So you're making sure that you don't rush into it and be too hasty, because fantasies can make that happen. We can kind of like blind ourselves to what we might be seeing going on with the person that you're wanting to commit to, and you might be, we might blind ourselves to what, the red flags that come up that you should have otherwise seen and questioned. Okay, and so then we have the Magician with the Hierophant. Well, you've got all the resources. Apparently you've got the ring. You got the ring, or whatever the commitment is. You've got whatever it takes for you to be able to blend, yourself with this person, you and your kids with them and their kids, whatever the situation is. You've got everything that you need. You're going to be manifesting this fantasy you're going to be going from confusion to clarity, so that you know that it's going to be an upgrade for you, an improvement, and it's a movement towards commitment, long-term commitment for you. Four of quarta is, boy, we got them all here. The quarta is the wands, so it's a four of wands. There you go. You're, it may just be that you're taking the next step with the relationship, just simply to sign on the dotted line on a mortgage document, right? To find a home to live together, live under the same roof, bring your blended families together under one, or just bring you and her under one roof. That could maybe only be it. For some of you, Leo, it would just be, buying a house together. Both of your names will be on it, and that's a huge commitment, because both of your names will be on it. Otherwise, legally, it's going to belong to both you and her, and so that even if you're not married, it's a legal document that is that if you were to split, half of the asset after selling the house will still go to her. Okay, so anyways, moving on here. So it could be for some of you, Leo, that are watching, it's just about moving in together. Maybe buying a home to move in together, or you're just going to be renting together, but the idea is to live under the same roof, celebrating that. Or it's, making that commitment, putting a ring on a finger and looking for a house. Okay, then we have the 10 of Lunga, which is the long spaghetti again, and it's the swords, the 10 of swords. Ooh, okay. 10 of swords energy in the near future. Well, it could be a prenuptial agreement as well, that you're going to make sure that there's not going to be any kind of backstabbing going on, betrayal. That if there is a betrayal, what I mean to say, if there is a betrayal, you're thinking ahead, and this will be for the magnifying glass too. You're thinking ahead and putting forward a prenuptial agreement, or making sure that the mortgage is just under your name. So let's see what else we've got here. We've got the 3 of quarta, which is the 3 of wands. But this is like, you're ready to take action to make it happen. Take action to make it happen. Now again, the 10 of swords is like, that's the end. This is you thinking about having been betrayed. Take it for a ride by someone before. Like I said, if you're somebody who's got kids already, you've been in a previous marriage, or just not kids, but previous relationship, and it ended badly, this is it. You don't want any more swords in your back, because you can't. Tarot, that's the last one. So in the near future, you're going to be moving into a new beginning, like a new start, because this is 10. You add 1 to 0 and you get 1, and that's a new beginning. So after the 9 of swords, you're already in the 8 here. The 9 of swords, where you lose and sleep at night, you get into the 10 of swords, and then that's it. Now it's a new beginning. That's it. This is the end. It's a new beginning now for you. So the new beginning is the 3 of wands, where you're looking at, out over the horizon, or out over the sea, and you're looking at those ships that are coming your way to collect you. And whatever it is to you that's on those ships, even if it's just, you getting on the ship, right? That comes into the harbor, the safe place. Yeah, you're making plans. You've got plans to do that. And the last one is, well, this is not the last one really. That was the last one. The moon here is about not seeing everything before you. The divine doesn't want you to be too clear on what your near future looks like just yet. So things are still going to be hidden from you as to how it's going to work out for you, because you've got to be able to circumvent, you got to be able to overcome that energy you might be trying to drag into this relationship with her, that you have been burned so bad in the past, Leo, that you're not sure if you can trust anyone else that comes into your life, in which of course you'd be looking at her like that. And it's very possible that you were felt like an option at one time, but in any case, this is what you want. You want it really badly. You do. You want it. It's like a fantasy and a dream come true for you, a wish come true. So, and it's happening for you, but you still have this energy into the near future where you've got the memory of being taken advantage of and hurt, right? I mean, 10 swords in your back, that hurts. You're down and out. You're down for out, like you are bleeding on the ground at that point. You're left for dead. But the king of is it the king? No, the knight of Minuta is Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. That's what the Divine's saying. And then there's the Ace of Pentacles again, right there. Okay? So we're going to take all those cards. So it's like clarity is not something that's been that you've been gifted by the Divine at this point in time in the near future. You're not even clear. It's kind of like you have to take a leap of faith because you were hurt so bad before, Leo, that either this past person's come back. I feel more like, but it could be for some of you, but I feel more like this is a new person that you've met, and you're just leery. You know, you're concerned, you're worried, you have concerns and fears that it's not that easy for you to let go of this energy. That's why you're dragging it into the near future. Dragging the Ten of Swords into the near future. So the Divine says, since you're still dragging that with you, you haven't really cleared your energy of it and healed right now, the Divine is not going to be able to give you a good look at some clarity about how things are going to work out for you with this lady here. But having said that, again, it's the Ace of Pentacles, right? Ace of Pentacles is that this is the Divine giving you a brand new beginning, an opportunity to make the best out of this. This is a great big blessing being offered to you. And it could come in the way of finances, but it could show up as in the way of just having a really good life time with someone you're committed to and they're committed to you. So that's why the Divine is saying take things slow. Since you can't see what your future is going to look like until you fully let go of this energy of, this would be considered non-forgiveness, right? Not having been able to forgive and let go of what the other person did to you, even if it was this person in the past. Because you still have that energy in the near future, it's going to keep you kind of in the dark a little with the moon energy. So it's the advice by the Divine is to give it a slow burn. Take it slowly. Knight of Pentacles. Take things slowly. You will cross the finish line because you are the tortoise. And so the tortoise, takes it slow but ends up actually finishing the race and wins. So this is what the Divine said. Just take things slowly. Don't be too hasty. Don't move too fast. And there's plenty of time for the two of you to either be married or plenty of time for you to continue to, would you say, get to know each other? Yeah, even more so. So that it's about you taking that time to begin the healing process of letting these swords that were jammed in your back, letting them go, getting them out of your back, and to be totally prepared to jump on the ship and go with your gal. All right? Please like and subscribe as this resonates with you, and that's what I've got for you today, Leo. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.